13:06. I doubt we'll see that get matched here at this championship.
But the men's 5,000 meter final is underway. Keep your eye on Jason Bowers, who we talked about earlier today, the product of East Tennessee State. He's good enough for second in the men's 1,500 meter. Now bouncing back and running this 5,000 meter final.
This is probably the deepest distance field of the championships. Over 24 athletes who are capable of scoring. Depends on how it goes out. All eyes, on Furman's Dylan Schubert. PR 13:17.89. Among the top times in the NCAA this year.
Schubert, the Furman Paladin, an All-American a year ago, made it to the national championships last year in this event, finished 19th in the country there. Then turned back around this fall, won the 8,000 meters in last fall's Southern Conference cross-country championships, finished third in NCAA cross-country national championships, and he'll lead a host of Paladins in this event. In the indoors in the 5K, Furman had 6 of the top 8 finishers, led by Evan Guzman.
It's not surprising. Well, I'd like to see if the teammates from ETSU, Bowers and Shiflett, if they can pose a little challenge, if they have some strategy of their own, or where they're going to situate, are they going to take the pace out a little bit more? You see, Furman's definitely taking the pace out a little faster than on the women's side that it was. You might see with Furman, you might see a changing of position from who's in, who leads for a little bit, somebody else comes and takes over. Very common if you have a very deep distance running field. From a team standpoint, this race is strung out, as you can see, John, way more strung out, Blake, than it was for the women's side. They ran in that pack for most of the race. Men have kind of put the hammer down a little bit, kind of spread things out.
800 meters in, 4 Paladins at the front of the pack, led by the aforementioned Dylan Schubert. Nicholas Goldstein, the senior, right behind him. Then Luke Taylor and Owen Shiflett. And in the 5th spot right now is Western Carolina's Justin Hayes. Sophomore ran the 3,000 meter steeplechase yesterday, finished 6th in that event. Owen Shiflett, meanwhile, the Furman Paladin in 4th, finished 2nd in the 10,000 meter yesterday as the Paladins went 1, 2, 3 in that event.
5 Paladins currently in the top 7 of this race.
Nicholas Goldstein, the winner of the 10K yesterday, one of those Paladins out front. He's Shiflett and Rives Boltwood. 3 Paladins that went 1, 2, 3 in the men's 10,000 meter final, the final event of yesterday's competition. Foster Wolfung, another Paladin, scored as well. He finished 8th.
Nicholas Goldstein, currently a senior from Furman. He's in the lead.
Sanford, a couple of competitors in this event as well. Arthur Langley, true freshman Bulldog in the 10 spot right now. Caleb Scheffler, the senior, down in the 12 slot. Sandwiching another Furman Paladin, that's Casey Burr, who's down in the 11 spot. VMI's got a contender in this event as well. Kevin Shank, sophomore with a PR around 14 and a half minutes, currently in the 6th spot.
So they're starting to slowly separate packs. A pack of about 11 in that first part, coming up on finishing 1,400 meters of this race. Right around 69 per lap. Nicholas Goldstein still leading. Luke Taylor, Dylan Schubert, Owen Shiflett, Justin Hayes. Leaves Boltwood, Jason Bowers. Those are the top 7 so far.
Got a pack of about 10 that are starting to separate from the crowd here. Creed plays in the background. Not sure if that's the optimal running music or not.
I can honestly say there's a joke in there with my wife, but I'm not going to mention that.
Furman crew hoping music behind them can take them higher to higher heights. This men's 5,000 meter finals, the Paladins look for a bucket load of points in the stretch.
Well, they really settled in, and I mean, like I said, they're running 69.70 right at that pace per lap. Distance fans out there kind of understand that a little bit more.
1,800 meters in the books here in our men's 5,000 meter final.
I don't know if you start talking about meters and you talk about feet and inches. I don't know if you've ever heard Nate Bargatze's
oh yeah,
his little Saturday Night Live bit where he kind of like gives it to the U.S. a little bit about like why do we have certain things that are in certain measurements and times and so on and so forth. I think it's scarred in my brain for the rest of my life. So I kind of laugh. I mean, being in track and field, you know, for the better part of 30 years, you get used to meters, but nobody else in the world or nobody else in the United States does.
No other sports operates really on
Swimming
meters.
and track and field. That's it. Those are the only two. And I mean, they're both very global sports, but when you're talking about the 5,000 meters that they are out there, and that's a little common road race time, but it's 3.1 miles. Just finishing 22 meters into it. Another Furman Paladin is taking over the lead. Luke Taylor. He's ready, and they're running. And like you see, like I mentioned earlier, like they're going back and forth. One will lead for a little bit, conserve a little energy, fall off the pack, not have that pressure of leading. You got Taylor, Schubert, then Shiflett, Goldstein, Hayes, Boltwood, Bowers. That's your top 8 right now. Top 7 right now, excuse me.
So Taylor, the Virginia native, another strong cross-country runner. Finished 8th at the Southern Conference Cross Country Championships. PR in the 8K to earn a spot on the All-Southern Conference second team in cross country.
Tell you what, he's a chef, a cooker in his own right. Part of the Fuel the Distance cooking club at Furman.
Love that. Listen, if you're a distance runner, you need the fuel.
100%.
Past the halfway points here of this 5K. 2,600 meters gone. Taylor, Schubert, Shiflett, the top 3, continue to lead the way. Jason Bowers right behind that crew.
Bowers looking nice and strong in that 4th position. They continue to maintain 69s per lap.
It is a long day for some of these distance runners like Bowers, who ran the 1,500 earlier, now coming back an hour or so later for 5,000 meters.
Again, we need the women.
One of the things you start to see is they're getting close to the point, probably in the next lap, that they'll start passing individuals.
In the awards area.
That group, just as you're watching at home on TV, that there's the 4 Furman athletes right up at the front, and Bowers and Hayes from Western Carolina. That's the lead pack.
Justin Hayes, the junior from Cary, North Carolina, started his college career at Western Carolina, now back as a Catamount, as a key piece to this Catamounts distance program. Keep pace with the leaders here. The pace starts to pick up.
Top 3 from the women's triple jump. Please report to the podium.
He's been looking good. I mean, he's been using the brunt share of the lead so far. He's a junior. He's Taylor. Coming around the curve. I guess the question is, when's Dylan Schubert going to make his move?
See those 4 Paladins all bunched around Jason Bowers.
As you can kind of see, just kind of give some courtesy training for track and field athletes. Is somebody's kind of coming around, you know, if you see a lead pack that is approaching on somebody that's getting lapped, it's expected that you move out to that second lane, let them continue their rhythm. Sometimes you don't see it. A lot of times you do.
That's good sportsmanship there from Andrew York, true freshman from Wofford.
As that lead pack continues to run 69s.
Attention, we need the men's and women's triple jump in the awards area, the top three, and women's.
So we're on the field. The women's triple jump awards ceremony forthcoming here in just a few moments. As that was one of the events that was kind of stop and start here with all the weather we had today.
They had some great ones early on. We saw a couple great jumps by Western Carolina, and then the rains came in, kind of paused things for a little bit.
Tyler Blake from ATSU ended up winning that women's triple jump. Jasmine Green from Western Carolina finishes third. Sharika Christie, who we saw on the track earlier today, she did a little bit of everything. She finishes second in the triple jump, first in the long jump. Also finished fourth in the hurdle final as well.
Instead of doing the heptathlon, you're doing it on the track. That's one way to score a lot of points. As now Dylan Schubert has taken over.
Jason Bowers sliding right in behind Schubert with 2.5 laps left in this men's 5,000 meter final.
Schubert, Bowers, Luke Taylor, Owen Shiflett, and Reeves Boltwood from Furman. Boltwood just a freshman. Fluid in Latin. Give you some crazy stats there, right?
Love that.
Shiflett really started putting it down now.
Schubert out front of the pack with 2 laps to go.
66 on that last lap for Dylan Schubert.
The fastest laps of the race. Can Schubert separate here as we come down the stretch of this final?
Bowers is trying to keep pace. You can see him in the yellow at the front of the screen. Schubert, who just ran a 66 on his last lap. About 500 meters to go.
Dylan Schubert, the All-American from a year ago, continuing to push the pace here. Jason Bowers just a couple of seconds behind as those two hit the bell lap in this men's 5,000 meter final.
Schubert a 62 on that last lap. Bowers 65. Your next group is right at 70.
Third place in the women's district.
Owen Shiflett in third. Luke Taylor fourth. Boltwood in fifth. Evan Pena from UNC Greensboro.
44 meters 44.
The sixth.
Pena's run a strong race down there in sixth. Looks like he's primed to score points.
He's kind of was steady the whole time, really never changed his pace in all those different surges.
But here comes Dylan Schubert. As the rain starts to fall here in Birmingham, Dylan Schubert closes out a 5,000 meter final victory. Jason Bowers just behind him in second. And Shiflett, Luke Taylor, here's Boltwood. As the Paladins take 4 of the top 5 places in this men's 5,000 meters.
Schubert with a new SoCon record. 14:11:08. That breaks Leake's record that went all the way back to 1981.
What a race.
That's a heck of a record to top.
14:13:06. The prior record time, Dylan Schubert finishes strong, a 14:11:06, a new record. A history of Southern Conference track and field, and a victory in the men's 5,000-meter final. As the rest of the finishers come to the line, Nicholas Goldstein from Furman finishes 8th, Casey Burr 7th.